Welcome to Super Dev channel. Divan here, and today we're going to talk about E3. Yes, I'm definitely going to talk about E3 and all the upcoming press conferences and upcoming information on what new games you can expect and all the exciting news covering the E3, knowing what you need to know. I'm going to give you all that information right here on this channel. So the first thing we're going to cover is a press conference that Oculus Rift had. So Oculus Rift is a virtual reality headset. Yes, Oculus Rift is also a item that was purchased by Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg, which obviously works for the company Facebook, and Facebook has bought Oculus Rift. They said it was bought for an estimated amount of $2 billion. So now I'm going to go quickly through the Oculus Rift before I'm going to show you all the press release video prior to the E3, which is actually sort of like a commencement of the E3. So the Oculus Rift has gotten the E3 started, and now I'm going to go through the Oculus Rift in detail. So let's do this as quickly as we can. On the eve of E3, Oculus held a live stream to announce some more details of the upcoming Oculus Rift virtual reality headset. Just about a month ago, they announced that they were targeting a quarter 1 2016 release, and with that time fast approaching, they have given some more details on the unit itself, as well as what kind of experience you can expect with it. Oculus has reaffirmed the Q1 16 launch date, and now we finally know the specs for the retail consumer unit. One of the key points they brought up was that the unit itself needs to be comfortable, and part of the comfort is weight. January seems like a long time ago when I got to start out as the Crescent Bay version of the Rift, but at the time I was impressed with how it felt, and I don't recall the weight at all, which I guess is the point. The final consumer version of the Rift in turn is close to the Crescent Bay version, with further enhancements for both the electronics and the overall fit itself, so bring down the weight and make it more comfortable. Audio is also a big part of the experience, and included headphones on the Crescent Bay were quite good. For the consumer version, Oculus is going in similar direction, but today they have also confirmed that you will be able to wear your own headphones as well if you prefer that. The directional audio is a key piece of the immersion of Oculus team has done a great job with that aspect. Another part though is the display. When we met the Oculus CEO Brendan Arebe at CES, one of the interesting things he told us was that they have found that by interleaving a black frame in between each video frame, it can prevent ghosting. In order to do this though, the refresh rate needs to be pretty high, with the unit we tested running at 19 Hz. Today they announced a tiny bit about the hardware, and the Oculus Rift will ship with two OLED panels designed for low persistence. Oculus has previously commented that they running at combined 2160 times 1200 resolution, I believe, and while they don't list the individual panel size, and 1080 times 1200 is a safe bet. The OLED panels are behind optical lenses, which help the user focus on a screen so close to their eye without eye strain, and the inner pupil distance is important. There will be an adjustment dial that you can tweak to make the Rift work best for you. Tracking of your head movement is done with the help of the IR LED constellation tracking system. Unlike the HoloLens, which does all of the tracking, intends with its own camera, this makes installation a bit more difficult, but should be more precise and reduce the overall weight of the head unit. For those that wear glasses, the company has improved the design to better allow your glasses, and they make it easy to replace the foam surrounding the headset. Just the last few paragraphs. One thing that was really not known yet was what kind of control mechanism Oculus was going to employ. In the demos I did at CES, there was no interaction and you were basically a bystander. Oculus announced today that every Rift will be shipping with an Xbox One wireless controller and the announced wireless adapter for Windows. This is a mutual beneficial agreement to say the least, with Microsoft getting in on the VR action and Oculus getting access to the mature controller design. Oculus even stated that the controller is going to be the best way to play a lot of VR games. However, they also announced their own controller for a new genre of VR games to give an even more immersive experience. Oculus Touch is the name of the new controller system that Oculus has come up with. Each controller has a traditional analog thumbstick, 2 buttons, an analog trigger, and a hand trigger. Input mechanism: the 2 controllers are mirror images of each other with one for each hand. They are wireless as well, and the IR LED tracking system as well in order to be used in space. The controllers will also offer haptic feedback so that they can be used to simulate real-world touch experiences. They also detect some finger poses, not full finger tracking, in order to perform whatever task is assigned to that pose. These should be pretty cool and I can't wait to try them out. Hardware is certainly part of the story, but software is going to be possibly an even bigger part. The Rift needs to launch with quality games, and it looks like Oculus has some developers on board, with Eve Valkyrie, Chronos, Edge of Nowhere being some of the featured games. They also showed off their 2D home screen, which they are projecting into a 3D Rift world. There will be easy access to social network and of course multiplayer gaming in virtual reality. In addition to Xbox controller, Oculus has also worked with Microsoft to enable the upcoming Xbox game streaming into the Rift so that you can fully immerse. This will not magically make Xbox games 3D VR worlds, but instead will project the Xbox game into a big 2D screen inside the Rift and block out all distractions. I've been a bit of a VR skeptic, but my time with the Rift was pretty cool. I can see a lot of applications for the outside of the gaming, but of course gaming is going to be a big part of VR. Oculus looks to be lining up a pretty nice looking launch. A big part is going to be quality titles of the Rift, and Oculus is working hard on that aspect. Hardware is now pretty polished. So there you have a very quick rundown on the first conference, even before the E3 started, a couple of days, 3 days before the E3 started actually, and that was on the 11th. So soon we'll be entering into the day of where we will feature and watch the first E3 conference, which will hopefully, in my case, I would be focusing on Bethesda, and also there's a YouTube conference, and then Microsoft. You also have some Ubisoft, some Square Enix, and then also the final major one would be Sony. So all those conferences I will be covering, making sure that you see all that which you need to see, all the good and all the bad. If I have something to add, I will definitely make sure that you know of it. I'm going to add all the videos that you need to know to keep yourself up to date with the E3 here on this channel. Hope to see you and hope that you would be viewing the videos. Thank you so much. Hope you liked this video. Give a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next videos. Ciao.
Thank you for watching. If you like my video, why don't you subscribe?